pretty interesting to see which one will come out on top, seeing that these will be probably the two major Android phones, at least for the first half of 2013. It is quite obvious that the Samsung Galaxy S4 and the HTC One have a completely different understanding of design. On one hand, we have the light and plastic body of the GS4, and on the other, the heavy metal one of the One. Both have their pros and cons. The Galaxy S4, for example, certainly doesn't feel like a premium smartphone, but is light, relatively compact, and comfortable to hold. The HTC One has that expensive feel to it, but it is also bulkier and not as comfortable to use in the hand. Overall though, it shows that HTC has paid much more attention to the design, and the One has this impressive appearance, and every small detail on it, like the physical buttons, for example, feel like they're part of a quality, expensive product, which they are. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S4 has a blender appearance, and none of its physical features manage to be particularly exciting, with the sole exception of the fact that Samsung has managed to fit such a big display in such a compact, for today's standards, smartphone. Speaking of the displays, both devices are equally impressive in this respect. On one hand, there is the enhanced Super AMOLED screen on the Galaxy S4, which is no longer as cold as the display of its predecessor. It also has the high contrast of AMOLED screens, the lush colors, and on the other hand though, we have the Super LCD 3 display of the HTC One, which is equally impressive, but with more natural colors, but still very vibrant. The Galaxy S4's display is a bit bigger. It's 5 inches versus the 4.7 inches on the HTC One, but the difference in reality is not really big. Now let us say a few words about our sponsor, Audible.com. Audible is a leading audiobook service with a catalog of over 100,000 hit titles like The Hunger Games or 50 Shades of Grey, just to name a few. What's more, if you go to audiblepodcast.com/phonearena, you'll be able to download one free audiobook and listen to it anytime on any device. If you want to get started with this beautiful service, just head over to audiblepodcast.com/phonearena. Both smartphones come with Android Jelly Bean, but the Galaxy S4 has a slight edge here, as it features the very